Hello, and welcome to the Be the CEO of Your Life live show. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. I'm Yvonne of Amaze Yourself Coaching, and I help driven entrepreneurs and CEOs to become the CEO of their life by working less and focusing on what is truly essential to help their business grow. And I do that in this show by sharing insights from my personal experience, from my coaching, and I bring along amazing guests who have insights that are going to help you to grow your business as well. And today I'm very excited because Martine is here with me. Hi, Martine.
Hello, Yvonne. So great to be here. Thank you for having me.
It's my absolute pleasure. So, for those of you who might not know you, can you quickly introduce yourself?
Absolutely. Hello, everyone. My name is Martine Cadet. I am Haitian from the Caribbean, speak French, Creole. I made my way up from the Caribbean back for college and did very well in corporate America as a result, but decided to look into other ways to do this, right? And so fell in love with the internet as a result. And today, what I do is I'm a social media content coach and creator. And I love using social media to gain visibility as a small business. And you can do this organically and very well. And so that's what I do in a nutshell. Yes.
I love it. I love it. So, tell us a bit, because you already shared a very tiny bit about your story, but I know your story is a bit longer because you had actually, a great job. You worked full time, you're a mom as well, and still you had a business on the side. Now, for people that are watching and they go like, oh my God, social media is like, so time consuming. I'm dying to know, how did you manage to do it all? Having a full time job, being a mom, and then still starting your business and getting leads through social media.
I love that question. And to be honest with you, that is such a passion of mine to share because I'm a mother of two. And when I started my business, my babies were babies. My daughter is now in high school and my son is 10, but it's been about 6 to 7 years since I started online. And so what I did is I leveraged scheduling, honestly, right? Because one thing I did not want to do, and I don't want anyone to do, is not to be present at their employer's, job. You signed up for this. And I'll tell you, for me, I was not at a position at my corporate job where it was a job where I lift things up and put them down kind of job. It required a lot of, attention and whatnot. And so the last thing I wanted was, to be messaging people on Facebook while I'm at work and get in trouble, right? And so I'm building this. I need to protect my employer, right? And so I leverage scheduling tools. And I'll share two other things that I did very well to support me, right? I leveraged scheduling tools. The second thing that I did, Yvonne, I embraced my calendar, and I still do now. And to be honest with you, I was so happy that I did that while I was in my corporate job, meaning looking at my calendar as my priority, because today, as a full time entrepreneur, my calendar is everything,
Yeah.
right? So I definitely leverage my calendar and making sure that I follow through. And the third thing that I did the most while working my day, not a lot of people are going to like what I'm going to say, but it's the truth. I prioritize. So let me give you an example. When Facebook reached out to me to speak at their event, I was still at my day job. And it was on a Tuesday, the event at 9 a.m. Tuesday at 9 a.m., it's the team meeting at my job. So guess what Martine did? Do you think she's going to decline that Facebook opportunity to speak in front of 200 people? Absolutely not. And so I went and checked to see how many vacations days did I have left, right? Oh,
Mm-hmm.
vacation day. I took a vacation and I showed up. So what is that? Well, the third thing is I had I positioned myself to prioritize, right? And I was resourceful. And so vacation days, personal days, and also leveraging the weekends, nights, evening, lunchtime, when everybody else at work were talking about the next promotion, I was in my car, right? Listening to great podcasts and watching amazing videos like this.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. So, and then your job came to an ending and you started your business, but you grew it quite quickly as well. So
Yeah.
for all these driven entrepreneurs that are watching us now, what was your secret there?
Well, to be the secret, first of all, keeping in mind that I did not want to jeopardize my job, right? So it's not that it was a conflict of interest or anything. I just didn't want to. I wanted to draw the line between my passion project and my job, right? And so the secret was for me, what worked for me, everybody has a different story, but for me, was building my own community and leveraging my email list. What does that mean for the newbies watching? Well, I leverage Facebook groups. I leverage having my own Facebook group community because in there I was able to curate people that I knew that I could serve, and I was able to curate people that were not my bosses and my coworkers. I'm just saying, right? They were my people. And
Yeah,
from there, I showed up, right? Consistently served them, launched my group coaching program several times, and many, many other offers while working my day job. And alongside with that, as I mentioned earlier, I also leverage my email list. There's one thing that we have to remember: social media is overwhelming. However, if we do it just to do it for Mark Zuckerberg, listen, he's great. He does what he's giving us, the opportunities to post our content. But we have to remember the social media, it's a tool. We're here on LinkedIn, YouTube, there's Facebook. They can go away at any given time.
yeah,
So I leveraged my email and made sure that I focused on growing it so that I can nurture in the back end my audience. So two things: my private community,
yeah.
my email marketing.
I love it. Okay. So far, great tips already. Now, you talked about when we, spoke earlier that you convert your viewers into paying clients. And that's what I published, and I had already quite a few people that were interested in it. And, it's one thing to be visible because in itself, visibility is showing up consistently, going out there, when you've crossed that bridge of fear, because a lot of us are fearful to go out there and to be seen, and you name it. But let's say we've done that. Now, how do you then go from viewers or maybe lurkers, even, the people that watch you but never
Mhm.
like or comment or anything? How do you go from viewers, lurkers into paying clients? Because it sounds easy, but it's not that easy.
It's not. It's not. And I'll tell you, I learned the hard way, Yvonne. I got caught up with, wanting to post consistently and forgetting what I'm going to share with you as to how to do that, forgetting one part of the equation, which is the conversation, right? And so, how do you do it? How do I do it? How do I tell my clients to do it and show them how to do it? Is to have the mindset that conversation first before conversion. Because the last thing you want, in my opinion, and I've been there and it was not fun, you don't want to serve people that are not aligned with what it is that you have to offer them. And it's a pain to do. And listen, you're building something that's to bring you joy, not another job, right? And so the process of having conversations with people actually gives you the space to really vet them and identify how you can serve them. And so, how do you start a conversation? Well, you're going to do what I do now that I did not do before. If you're doing this now, maybe it's time for you to take notes here. Your captions, right? On Instagram that you're posting, even when you go live on your Facebook page, right? It's a conversation, although it's kind of weird. You're talking to your webcam and you don't see anybody, but you have to really put yourself in the mindset of, I'm having a conversation with you. And what does that mean? Definitely add your call to action. What do you want me to do? Do you understand who I am? And I'm talking about your caption and going live when you're speaking, because what's going to happen? You're going to build the rapport with the other person behind the screen, and they're going to want to talk to you more. Now, I'll add the lurkers because I've had those and I still do. Okay.
Yeah.
You have to be strategic. So I'll give an example, a quick tip. When you see viewers viewing your Facebook stories or your Instagram stories over and over and over again, why not send them a message and say, hey, I've noticed that you've been watching my stories. I love that you do that. And I'm so happy that you're finding value. What else do you think I need to share? What else is bothering you or a challenge that you have? I'll be more than happy to create a story about it and help you. Right. And so it's that conversation. It feels weird. I say this to myself all the time. My parents taught me not to speak to strangers, but when you are visible and you're online and you've made that leap saying, I want to be seen, you're going to have to talk to strangers. And it's a good thing for your business because you get to really vet the people that you want around your brand.
I love it. So before we go further, there was someone sending a note, sending you both kick-ass lady, much love. So that's nice.
Yeah.
Like okay, so it's really a conversation that you're having with your clients. So in a conversation, you're also talking to them and not over them. I think that's something that I see happening a lot. Can you tell us a bit about how that works, how you start that conversation? Because again, I'm nodding and I'm thinking, yeah, I hear you. But then again, I'm like, yeah, do I really hear you? Tell us a bit more. What's the conversation? How we go about it?
Yes, great question. What we don't want to do is connect with someone for the very first time. And the first message we send is, hey, I have a group coaching program that's opening next week. Do you want to come? I just met you,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
I just met you. Let's do some research. I recently got a message from someone on LinkedIn offering me a link to connect because they pretty much describe themselves as what I do. And that triggered me to say, well, did you look at my profile? Is this an authentic relationship you want to build here? And so I had no choice but to reply and say, that's funny because that's what I do too. How interesting. Let's connect and talk more about what you do and what I do and see if we can help each other. But, how do you start it? You start it on a human side. Like, I feel like a lot of people, when they come online, they're forgetting how offline works. I mean, a lot of us, right? We go to networking. I mean, some of us now, we do now, but for a while we couldn't go out in person. But
yeah, yeah.
when you're at a cocktail party or a business networking event, what do you do? Do you shake the person's hand and say, hey, here's my business card. I sell this and it's $3,000. Let's do business. Probably not.
No.
Probably not. And so how do you start it? Well, I've noticed that you have this and that, I'm making this up. Or you start off by, and you have to be honest with it, right? Or you see a piece of content that they share that truly resonated to you, be honest and say, this piece of content was amazing. Can I tell you, Yvonne, how many business opportunities and clients I've gotten just by being genuinely honest, right? With the people I came across online and saying, wow, great job. I definitely feel this. And the reverse is true, right? When you post content that's speaking to your audience point, because it's not about self promoting us. And we are cute and beautiful. I get it. I know you're dying to share yourself, right? On, and it's fine. You want to show some credibility, but at the end of the day, your client, your future customer, your future client is suffering. And so we want to use that content and say, I know you're suffering. And what's going to happen? I've gotten that. That's how I've converted clients. I got messages, DMs, private messages, emails saying, Martine, that video spoke to me. I heard you were talking about this, and that as my call to action. How can I get started with you? Because they were able to relate to what I was saying, and only because I know and I stretched that I know where they are. And so I know, we're talking about organic marketing here, right?
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of us get a little bit, how do I say that? Impatient because they feel like it takes so long. But here's what I'm going to say to you, it's about quality over quantity. And and I'm sure you're watching this, you probably have a high ticket offer, 3,000 up, 10,000, 15,000 offers, right? For someone to invest that in that level, you want to get to know them. You want to have that conversation and you want to serve them. You want them to succeed in their transformation. And so you start the conversation to wrap up as far as what I'm saying. The takeaway here is start the conversation in a place of interest, genuine interest. Do your homework, right? On the person that you want to connect with and be
Yeah.
honest.
I like that. I like that. And then the question that comes up, okay, but basically it's quite time consuming then.
Right. Yeah. The time
Because
consuming. Yeah. And I don't mean to cut you off. It's definitely time consuming now, especially when you're a solopreneur like I was for a long time while working my day job and doing that.
yeah, okay. And are there then tips about how you can do it in such a way that, I mean, there's no way around. It's going to cost you time, but it's going to deliver your client. So that's the investment you make. But how to make the most? What's the, how to make the most of it so you can actually do it really either focused or very targeted? What tips do you have around that?
I have two for you around that to make it more less painful,
Yeah.
right? To
Yeah.
create content for your social media. Number one, I would encourage anyone to batch create. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep it honest with you. We're having this conversation. I have lipstick on. I'm looking pretty good. And at the end of this, I'm going to go live on Facebook. Why? Because I'm already in the mood. I've already scheduled it that I'm going to do that. I'm going to go live inside my community. And guess what I'm going to do? That video, which is number 2 tip, that video that's going to go live inside my Facebook group is going to be repurposed. And I'm going to repurpose it to either post in my IGTV, edit it in a way that I could post it on stories, or perhaps edit it so I could post it on YouTube or LinkedIn. So it's two tips here to make it easy for you. Batch create and repurpose.
I like it.
And the third thing is, my goodness, schedule as much as you possibly can. I'll tell you my favorite tools. They are free and they are from Facebook. If you are very active on Instagram and Facebook, absolutely, there's no reason why you should not be using Facebook Creator Studio and your Facebook Business Suite. That gives you the opportunity to schedule your stories on Instagram and Facebook and post them for you. The only thing is you can't really tag and do all those beautiful things, but at least you can keep it going. I think it's great. And the last one, the last resource that I love, if you are on LinkedIn, definitely use Buffer. Buffer for free is going to post it for you on LinkedIn.
I like
And
it.
every single app gives us the opportunity to schedule ahead. So you're going to have to embrace your calendar and say, you know what? Saturday for 2 hours, I'm creating content for the week. Okay. And 2 hours, you do it, pop, 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 schedule it. So that way you are present to engage and have those conversations.
Yeah. Yeah, it's great. So, Martine, just because I love batching and I know what batching is, I actually, I've got a guide for it.
Mm.
Can we see it? Because this goes really fast somehow. I don't know why. Oh, interesting. Anyway, I'll post the guide because this is, you can't see this. Something changed. Anyway, I'll post the guide in the comments. But batching is basically where you, like you're saying, you're taking a limited time, 2 hours, and you're doing the same task over and over again. And because you're doing that, you really get into the groove, so to say, and you're really making the most of it. It's a very powerful tool that really works. So I love it, but I know that because I always speak about batching and some people go like, what are you talking about? So, and I see that we have the ticker continues to go. So that's interesting. Anyway, before I forget, I want to show something else. Maybe the ticker will stop as well. Because people might be watching and they might go like, how can I reach out to Martine? And the whole thing stopped now. That's also interesting. Okay, so let me see. There we go. Yes, now you're on. So if you want to reach out to Martine and you want to have a conversation about, hey, I love this, I love what you're saying, but help me. How do I do it? How do I strategize? And of course, people always think it doesn't work for me. Everybody always says, no, it's not doable for me. And then they can get on a call with you and really speak about it. So this is the link where people can book their call with you. And I think it's also quite important to tell, because you started your business while you were still in corporate. And that's something you are now really diving into, because you know how hard it is, but you also have a lot of secrets to share with, I think it's especially women, right? Who want to start their own business. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Okay.
it's for women, and now if men are interested, I'm also open to speaking to them, but I'm really looking for parents too that are in corporate. It's parents that are in corporate, just
Right.
like I am. It's not easy. It's not an easy task.
It's I hear you. And then if they want to talk to you about that, that's the same link, right?
That is correct. Yes. Thank you so much, Yvonne, for sharing that.
Yeah,
Appreciate that.
I love that. Okay, so we spoke about, you need to plan ahead, you need to batch, you need to really put out the right quality, you need to start your own community. Don't forget about your email list. So that's already like golden nuggets all over the place, right? I think this is a lot of content if people really would love to do this, and I think if they need help, you have a program that helps them as well, or how does that go?
Yes. I have a program that helps them with their social media. Should they want, the best thing is to schedule a call with me. I have ways to work depending on where you are. I like to hear, I'm all about creating a social media content strategy that fits your personality, your lifestyle, and your business goals. And
Yeah.
so, based on where you are and what you've tried, what's worked, because I'm sure there's a couple of things that's worked, we will identify if a full VIP content strategy day is going to be best for you, or maybe a 45-minute content strategy one-on-one is just going to be enough, right, to get you to the next step. And so it's going to start with you coming in on the call. We'll take inventory of what's happened, what your goals are with your content strategy and social media, and we'll take it from there. And alongside with that, if you're coming in with the current situation of, I'm in corporate America, been at my job for 5 years plus, I have kids, I'm building this, it's a lot, and I'm losing my hair, give me a call. Give me a call.
I love that. I love that. Yeah, and I think you're in that way. You're very much an inspiration, because you did it. You did it while you still had a corporate job, and you're doing it now. And now you're not only running your social media agency, but you're also coaching. So again, you're doing two things and you're rocking them. So
Thank
I
you.
love that. Very inspirational. So for a lot of people who are watching and were thinking, oh my word, I don't know, it is possible, people. It is, and Martine is a great example for that. So thank you for sharing that all. Now we're coming to the end of the show. So I just wanna know, there's most likely something that you haven't shared with us, or that we really need to know. What's the final piece of advice or the question that you want to ask, so that we actually can close out with a bang?
Oh, I love that. And so I want to share with you something that I live off every single day when I wake up and I ask myself, God, the universe, what am I going to serve today? What am I going to do? Right? Because I remember the days where I used to beat myself up, waiting and counting to get out of this job and to do this business full time. And I'll tell you, I realized that once you believe, right? And every day you remind yourself as to why you're doing what you're doing, the universe, God, whatever you believe in, will respond. So, really quickly, what I want to leave you off with is remember, you have to scale with precision. Every single activity that you do has to make sense, right? We don't want to exhaust our energy because the last thing we want is to not be able to be present for our clients and not be able to listen to their issues and be able to help them, right? So
Right.
take care of yourself. Don't give yourself grace. If you're at work right now and building this, go to work. Do your work at work, right? When you get off, you take care of your business. Because if you're trying to bundle everything, it's going to be a complete disaster. You're not going to be focused. So, scale with precision. There's no overnight success here. Do it with precision. Identify, create money making activities for yourself, and take care of yourself. Okay. And so that's what I want to share with you because I know we are all high performers. We want to do everything perfect. We want to look great every day. And listen, crying feels good. It's good medicine. So don't apologize. If you need to cry yourself to sleep because nobody signed up for your launch, do it. And guess what? There's version 2.0 coming next. Okay. So it's going to be fine. And so that's what I would say to you is scale with precision.
I love that. I love it. And I love that you also say, really focus on those money making activities because that's where I see it often go wrong, especially, and we're talking about social media, it can be also overwhelming. So I just do everything, but I don't see results. And I think you should go step back, what is really serving me? What do I love? And what's going to then bring in indeed those clients? Because too often we hear a lot about, oh, you should do this. Oh, you should do,
Right.
it's just too much. And sometimes I'm convinced that it's actually a good thing that you're so busy.
Mhm.
Because when you are busy, it's like you're saying, you are scaling with precision and you're focusing on those things, or at least you should focus on those things that really, really bring in the clients and the money. And I think that's the best thing you can do. Oh, hold on. Do you have a blog to follow your ideas, Martine?
Oh, that's such a great question. I used to blog a lot. I don't currently have one, but I do come up and show up very, very often on three ways you can connect with me. Number one way would be my email list. And so I do nurture and support and send tips to my list very, very often. The second way is connect with me here on social media. I do show up on every single platform as much as I possibly can. The only platforms I'm not on is TikTok. I'm not yet pointing the words that much. TikTok and Twitter, every now and then I'm there, but not much. But the best places is Instagram, Facebook, and third is my Facebook group community. You're more than welcome to join me there because I do show up very often in there to serve the community with social media tip, content strategy, and mindset and business building. Yeah.
Okay, so great. So basically, when people go to your website, they
Mhm.
see all where they can follow and where they can join.
Absolutely. And my website is my name, Martine.
Yes. Yeah. So it's the first
Mhm.
part here, right?
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay. Well, I love that. I loved having you on the show. Thank you very much. You shared so much wisdom, and everybody, if you want to reach out, please do so because I think Martine is a valuable asset to have in your corner. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Yvonne. It was such a pleasure having this conversation. It's so great to meet you either watching live or on the replay. Truly appreciate your time.
Great. So thank you for being here with us today, and I'm looking forward to seeing you again, same time, same place, tomorrow. Bye for now.